In the latest Meme Park News Show, I announced my summer plans for 2020, and as you'll know, there's plenty of awesome new coasters and some awesome theme parks as well. But I now know that this year I will be going to PortAventura in October. PortAventura and Ferrari World, so I'll be spending a couple of days there, and that means that there's plenty of amazing coasters to look forward to. So in this video I will list my top 10 anticipated coasters that I will hopefully be riding this year. So I've not ridden any of these.
You don't say.
So, you know, it's going to be pretty difficult to rank them. So I'm just asking, please respect my opinion, but definitely feel free to leave your own opinions in the comments. So, shall we begin? Wow, that's tall. So straight in at number 10, we've got Skyscream at Holiday Park. This is built by Premier Rides and it's a Skyrocket 2 model, and I've never been on a Skyrocket 2 before, so they look really good. I know that they're clones, but because I've never been on one, this probably makes it a bit higher up than it would be, but it just looks like such a fun ride, and that inversion at the top looks so fun. Like, I can imagine the hang time you get on that. So yeah, it looks to have some good drops, pretty whippy elements. Obviously I can't say how it is because I've not been on it myself, so just, yeah, leave your comments, how is it? So yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting onto this one when I visit Holiday Park in the summer. Number 9 is Furius Baco at PortAventura, and listen, I know this is really rough, you can tell from the POV, but it used to be the fastest roller coaster in Europe, and that launch looks incredible. Seems to have a pretty nice theme, but it just looks like a completely insane experience. So I'll be going to PortAventura in October, and yeah, I don't really like rough coasters, but this just looks insane, to be honest, the speed of it. So I hope it doesn't let me down. But yeah, Furious Baco, number 9. Number 8 is Karacho at Trips Real. This is built by Gerstlauer and it's an Infinity model. And the Smiler is also Infinity, Gold Rush as well, what I've been on, and it doesn't look too dissimilar to Gold Rush, to be honest, but from my experience with Gold Rush it was pretty rough, and I hope this isn't rough as well. I've heard some people say that at times it's forceless, but to be honest, forces don't make a coaster for me. I'm not that type of person, but it seems to have some whippy elements either way, so it looks like a really thrilling ride. Currently at my home park they are constructing a 10 looping Intermin coaster, and this is the revision 2 of the Colossus clone, so I'm hoping that it will be smoother than Colossus, and I think the drop's different, the drop looks a lot more thrilling. So it's currently being constructed, and I put Inversion coaster there because it's not got a name yet, but I really enjoyed Colossus when I rode it this year. It was very rough, but it was actually a fun ride. Like, the barrel rolls at the end were really good, so I'm just imagining if Colossus was smooth, then you get this. It could be a really good ride, and I'm also going to be a bit biased with it being at my home park because, you know, but yeah, I think this will open midway through the season and I'll definitely be wanting to get out to ride it. Hals Überkopf is another roller coaster that's currently under construction. This video is a predicted point of view video, and I'll leave the channel who made it in the description. So this is a modern Vekoma model, which means it'll be a lot smoother. It's actually the updated version of an SLC, I think. So it'll be an SLC but without the roughness, and it seems to have a really good layout from this. This is pretty similar to the concept art that I've seen, so it could have airtime, it could have some pretty whippy transitions, but overall this looks like a really good coaster and one to watch for this season. I think this has got a lot of potential. If it's smooth, then yeah, this could be really good. Kicking off the top 5, we've got Red Force at Ferrari World, which is part of PortAventura, which is near Barcelona. I'll be going here in October, and this launch looks amazing. It just seems to go on forever, to be honest, because quite a lot of launches you gather speed and then you go, but it just keeps on gathering the speed. I'm not really sure, but it's very short, which is why it's not up there with the top coasters, as you'll see later, but it does look really brilliant. At number 4 we've got
Shambhala!
Thank you very much, Sean. And this is a B&M hypercoaster. So the other hypercoasters that I've been on from B&M are Silver Star and Mako at SeaWorld. And Mako is one of the modern ones, similar to this. Silver Star was built quite a while ago, but Shambhala was built in the last decade, which means it should be pretty smooth. It's also got a figure of 8 turnaround element, I'm not sure the exact name of it, and that looks really unique. This looks like it's got a lot of varied elements. Splashdown looks really fun, and it's got some amazing airtime, obviously you can't forget that. It's got a lot of airtime hills, some floater, some ejector, so I think the varied layout of this does it for me, and it looks like a really good ride, one of the best in Europe without a doubt. Number 3 is Taron at Phantasialand in Germany, and this seems to be pretty much a perfect coaster from the reviews of other people. Hope it doesn't let me down. It doesn't have any inversions, and from on-ride footage it doesn't seem to have a lot of airtime, but it's a very long layout and the transitions on it look amazing. Also, one thing you cannot forget is the theming, probably the best themed roller coaster in the world, and the speed as well. I've heard the second launch is amazing. I think the first launch is 50 miles an hour and then the second launch is 70 miles an hour. So you will feel that speed in the second launch. And I think it's got a couple of airtime moments, but I'm not expecting too much airtime from it. But Taron at number 3, this looks incredible. So this is a bit of a controversial one now to put this ahead of Taron, but it seems very similar to Taron, and the theming looks just as good. It's also got 2 launches, but this one is a flying coaster and it's got inversions. I think the airtime will be on par with Taron, but also the anticipation of this, the fact that it's not been built yet, and riding it when it's brand new. I think it'll open just about a month before I go, based on the construction progress so far. So I hope it's open when I go. If it isn't, I'll be very upset, to be honest, because it would be such a shame to miss out on such a great ride. It's also one of the modern Vekoma models, so you know it's got a lot of potential. Vekoma are really up in their game at the moment. Unsurprisingly, number 1 of my anticipated coaster list for 2020 is Expedition G-Force at Holiday Park. This ride looks phenomenal in so many ways. It's got a great drop, it's got so much airtime. You can almost feel this ejector airtime just from watching the video. And it's also got a lot of overbank turns which look pretty intense. And yeah, it's just got such a long layout as well, beautiful setting. And it's similar to Goliath, but so much better than Goliath, because Goliath has got a boring middle section. For this, the whole ride looks so exciting. And yeah, that's the end of the video now, as you can see. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.